Live from Oklahoma City, we've got David Collier, boots on the ground, bologna sandwich in hand, I'm sure. A rematch, David, Texas and Texas Tech, just like we all expected.
Yeah, 100%. Instead of going to the troll text, you just go to the troll chat or the
the troll phone
line, I guess.
Yeah, the Visual Edge IT hotline, yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, exactly what we expected, especially after the loss to Tennessee. We were all going to be here for another 10 days or whatever it's been. Who knows what it is?
Double loser brackets.
Yeah, and I think that's the 5th time ever that's happened. So the last time it happened was, help my brain here, I think 2021, and Oklahoma beat Alabama, much like Texas Tech did, Florida State beat Alabama, and then Oklahoma, I think, won the national title that year as the 10 seed. I believe that's what it is. It's been a long week.
Yes, and certainly even longer because you've had some extra innings to watch. Of the finishes, let's go game 1 Alabama, UCLA, Tennessee. Just, I guess, what's the atmosphere and maybe what was the peak of the excitement there for Texas Tech fans?
Lauren Allred was asked to rank her best moments, and she put the catch third that got them back to the championship series. I think that one was kind of cool as well, just because, like you said, you're working your way through the elimination bracket part of the whole thing, and you don't think, but that's clearly not one. Man, I think I would go Mia Williams. I don't know. The win against UCLA was pretty ridiculous. Yes. Nevertheless, the atmosphere for all of these games, and even, to be honest with you, besides the post-game shenanigans, that Tennessee game was amazing. It was a fun watch. Get rid of the handshake incident and everything. I would put that up there almost as high as either one of those Alabama wins just for entertainment value. Obviously, the outcome sucked, but all in all of these games have been great, minus the Mississippi State game, which nobody thought was going to be a great game anyway.
Right. Hey, Collier, it's Trent Hilliard warming up your seat, keeping it going here.
What's up, Coach?
So, how's the attitude there towards Texas Tech? We just get to see it on the internet and on X and all that. So, what is the attitude from the other fan bases towards Texas Tech there?
That's a good question. There were so many Red Raiders there. I will say this. I do think the crowds are smaller at times than they have been. So maybe the Oklahoma fans made sure they didn't sell what tickets they had to the Texas Tech fans, which certainly seems like something a lot of people would do, right? It's hard to tell otherwise because, Trent, there's been a lot of cheering for the Red Raiders because they've been winning. But as far as sentiment from other people, I really haven't. And talking to media, I talked to a guy that works for the Austin American-Statesman, and he talked about how he loved talking to the players and Jerry and everything like that. So even the guys in Austin that cover the Longhorns like the Red Raiders, which is saying a lot, I think.
Well, good. That's good to hear.
Going into this championship series, it does seem like this is two fairly even teams. You've got Stewart on one side mashing bombs, Mia Williams on the other. Kavan versus Kennedy and Caitlin Terry. I think going into this World Series, though, there was some worry that Texas Tech's pitching wasn't as crisp as it needed to be. And aside from, 3 or 4 pitches at this College World Series, I think Kennedy and Terry have been very good.
Yeah, the majority of the runs they've given up, you mentioned it, are off of home runs. So now I say that, and there's, like you mentioned her, Katie Stewart is one person you don't want to make a mistake against. Reese Atwood hasn't been as good, I don't believe, here in Oklahoma City as she was a year ago. Hopefully she's not waiting until the next couple of games, but it seems like a very Katie Stewart-led team, and anytime she's up, we know what she's capable of. I think it is pretty even, but looking at some of the stuff, I looked at this yesterday. Jazzy Burns was asked about facing Tegan Cavan, and she hit a home run against her last year, so I was just interested to look up the rest of them. I think I might just be spitballing here and making stuff up. I think it's almost like they recruited players that had success against Tegan Cavan last year, guys, because Taylor Panel, Mia Williams, Jazzy Burns, and Desiree Spearman all played against them, and I think you would agree. 3 of those, obviously, big parts, and Desiree certainly has been clutch in pitch hitting situations. All of them have hits. As a group, they're hitting almost 600 against her with home run, a double, 3 walks, a hit by pitch. They get on base against her. So maybe I'm just making that up. I mean, they're all good hitters anyway. They hit everybody. There's a reason that they came here. But I don't think Tegan Cavan's going to have as easy of a job this time around. I think the Red Raiders actually might be, you said even, I think the Red Raiders might be a little bit better this time around.
So you think they put
more prepared.
The Cavan Killer Avengers together?
If you look at the numbers like I did last night, I was like, no, it's nothing like Jazzy Spearman was Jazzy Burns was 1 for 3 against her last year in their one game against Ohio State, but it was a home run. Mia Williams 4 for 5 against her, and she was hit by, I think she was the one that was hit twice, she was walked twice and hit by a pitch. So she got on against her 8 times there. I mean, and that's your leadoff hitter. I feel good about that, knowing how much Tegan Cavan is going to be in the circle over the next couple of days. Lale Gutierrez faced them last year as well, but I think she was more of a bit piece for them a year ago. She's obviously the number 2 now, and they didn't have as much success against her, but they didn't see her as much either.
What are you hearing is going to be our pitching approach?
Yeah, that's a good question. They haven't seen Caitlin Terry as much. Katie Stewart mentioned the fact that they went against her a couple of years ago. So I don't know. You guys might agree or disagree. It seems like I think that Nija's better as the starter. And if you need help, I think Caitlin could do both. But I think Nija works better if she's starting the ball game off, not coming in relief. So I would imagine if I was doing it, I would go Nija first. But at the same time, you haven't seen Caitlin Terry, and Nija did just pitch a complete game. So, the best part about that, Trent, is even when you see the lineup card 30 minutes beforehand and you see both of their names in there, it's not going to matter because the first game against Mississippi State, Caitlin Terry was listed as the pitcher. And I talked to somebody beforehand, and they were like, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Nija. And lo and behold, it was Nija. Then a couple of days later, it was the same setup, and it was Caitlin Terry. So I don't think Jerry's going to let anybody know until the very last second.
Yeah, it's been interesting to see those two both warm up and walk from the bullpen to the dugout right before the game, and not knowing who's for sure going to be out there or not.
Yeah, and if you can keep Mike White guessing as long as you can, why not? He was pretty funny about the whole thing too. He's like, we've got to deal with that approach and changing pitchers back and forth, even like a couple of times in an inning.
Yeah.
So
I think we all had Texas Tech in 3. I do think it's very important. Whoever wins the first game has a huge advantage. What is your prediction for today and the next couple of days?
I think I would go with Texas Tech in 3 as well. We've talked about it all year, Rob. This team doesn't lose 2 in a row. The last time they did it was last year, and oddly enough, to North Texas and Idaho State. I think. I don't think they're going to do that again ever in the history of this program, at least the recent history. So I'll go with 3, and a lot more runs for the Red Raiders in the first 2 than a year ago.